Hello.
Hi
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Meet the Founders series on AppSumo on YouTube with the founders and the teams behind our deals, lifetime deals. So, this is our third one. We have a really special guest joining us, and it's a brand new deal on AppSumo, maybe a week or two old.
Yeah, a week and a half old.
And doing fantastic. And we've got them for half an hour or so to answer your questions, and you get to see a demo as well. And please just make the most of this opportunity because you get the. This is the chance to get your questions answered. We'll be reviewing the questions on AppSumo as well, just to cover some general questions, then a demo. So I hope you enjoy the third series. This is our first. So let's begin. Let's no more waffling. What is well? Please introduce yourself, Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Hi guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. Know where you're from. I see some folks here from India. Must be late over there as well. So thank you so much for joining in. So my name is Lynn. I'm the founding member of WeShop AI and also lead business operations and go to market at the team. So what is WeShop AI, right? By the kind of the name of it, you can tell it's probably something have to do with shopping, e-commerce in general, and that's the great guess. So essentially, we are a AI tool that helps e-commerce merchants to change their product or model photos to a commercial, professional grade product and model photos without having to look for or hiring like a professional model or having to find like a professional shooting studio, so to speak. So that's a great way for e-commerce merchants to save cost and time on model hunting and also location hunting. And we are all able to do this because of generative AI over the past year. So we're relatively new. We're literally hitting our 1 year milestone. So we've gotten a lot of constructed feedbacks globally from AppSumo and from all of you guys. And we have over 300,000 e-commerce merchants using us already over the past year. So, it's pleasantly surprised, obviously, but also a lot to improve on. So I'm happy to, do a product demo and then hear some of you guys' thoughts throughout today's session. So yeah.
Awesome. No, there's a lot of AI tools that have been on AppSumo, and I mean, there's probably a ton on there already right now. What makes and I don't think there's anything that has been on AppSumo that's similar to WeShop.
Mhm.
So what is like similar to WeShop that
Mhm.
already exists?
Yeah,
Um,
of course. Yeah. So I do want to point out there was a tool that launched, I think, 2 months ago called Product Scope. Is one of our reviewer, one of our user actually asked us in questions as well. What sets us apart from Product Scope AI, who also launched on AppSumo. And I think the bread and butter is with WeShop AI. Our bread and butter is really in AI model, which is, helping mostly fashion, clothing, apparel retailers to transform whether it's mannequin or just me into a very natural, like not uncanny, real person like model, so that when you launch it on Shopify, Etsy, whatsoever, it doesn't seem fake or AI. So our bread and butter is really with the faces or the AI models, whereas for like product scope or some of the competitors you see out there, even for like Adobe Firefly, they focus on products, which is something that we do have. That's a great feature, but like 70% of our users are indeed clothing fashion who use models a lot.
Yeah, and it is when you see an AI photo, you know it's an AI photo because of
Yeah.
the generation. So how do you get the images so like clean? Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with
Yeah,
WeShop.
exactly. I think with a lot of our competitors, we all built on the open source foundational models. So to be able to go above and beyond that, you really need to fine tune your own proprietary models. And how we did it is because we had an experience in the e-commerce industry for the past decades, and we know this is a pain point, right? Finding model, you just have to have visuals for your product. We know it's a pain point, and we have created millions of data that help us to fine tune our model so that the model faces and the backgrounds they merge gradually, naturally, and they're improving, every single day as we speak, versus the real, uncanny AI like artificial imagery over, the like a year ago. So I think that's the proprietary part. It's something that we cherish, and something that we develop on further.
Yeah, and something we'll be able to go over in a quick minute with the demo. Um,
Mhm,
so there was a question by a Plus member in our private community called the
mhm.
Source. They wanted to know a little bit more about how you came up with a proof of concept for
Yeah.
WeShop. Could you go into that a
Mhm.
little bit?
Yeah, of course. So, we are a new company, so to speak, but we are new in the e-commerce industry. So, like, I joined from finance traditional job 2.5 years ago. And when we first started out, and this might be great for some of the entrepreneurs, solopreneurs here, that we started out building an e-commerce database. So think of, if you run fast fashion, you want to know what Shein's up to, what Zara's up to. So we are kind of like helping you to crawl those data so you can have a better trend analysis, competitor analysis. So it kind of all ties back to e-commerce data. That was actually what we were doing for the first good half of 2022, right? And then we had some tractions as well. Like we sold a few larger deals to clients who want to do competitor analysis with those data. And when the second half of 2022 hit, with generative AI coming and obviously GPT-3, now we realize, oh, there's actually more to do with our data. And because we know, like as entrepreneurs, e-commerce entrepreneurs ourselves over the past decade, we know having the best photo shoots, or at least like decent visuals at a reasonable cost, is just a huge pain point globally for every single person, even for like large brands. That's just like a huge pain point. And that's when we realize this data are able to help us fine tune the kind of open source or the general model, and then we are able to build something and craft something that actually target to the e-commerce merchant whom we know really well. Like we don't know the financial institutions really well, we just know the
Yes,
e-commerce
you're
really well.
leaning into
That's
your
why.
like
Yeah,
expertise. Yeah,
exactly.
and
And that's
that's a
why.
good good bit to point out is that we as solo entrepreneurs or small business owners, we're
Yeah.
collecting a lot of data, and then it's deciding or determining what the next thing is. And you've done a really good pivot in creating your own product, leveraging all the data that you collected beforehand. So that's a really cool way to do it. If you've got questions for WeShop, now's the time to get them in there while we prepare to do a product demo, and there'll be
Mhm.
questions coming up. So if we get ready to do that, and then as we get images, I mean, as we get questions up, we'll pull them and get them answered.
Mhm.
We'll cover the credit question in a
Yeah.
moment.
Mhm.
Let's go through the demo, and then we'll answer that question.
Mhm. Are
So,
you able to see my screen now?
yeah, I will. Uh,
And
just
just to kind of answer that question, meanwhile as well, so for 2,000 credits, that would translate to around 200 pictures. So for some of the images, if you choose a specific model or a specific location, that would require additional credits, and usually it's around five. And you will see like the final credits required before your actual generation. So it's not something that's out in the dark where you don't know how much you are spending per se. So yeah, but 2,000 is around 200, and we kind of make that clear on AppSumo as well. It's not only for fashion. It's for all products obviously, but our majority or our bread and butter is still like with fashion. And I can kind of go with the demo to kind of walk you guys through, so it would probably be more clear. Are you able to see my screen now, or
I at the moment we can see a black screen.
okay?
Um,
Yeah.
so let's see.
Uh, Still black.
Yeah, let me try again. Uh, it's showing a black screen.
Let me try again. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, technical
Yeah, that's
issues.
totally fine. That's what it's about. We are going to have some technical issues, and totally fine. Some questions coming through, so
okay, what about now?
We have, if you see on, it's still showing a dark screen. We did do a test beforehand, guys, but it just seems like.
Sure. Okay. Let me try this again. Okay. Would this work now, or?
Let's see. I'm not seeing your screen yet. Okay, while we're waiting for this, just add your questions below so we can get them covered during the demonstration.
Yep. Check again if this works.
I'm still seeing a dark screen.
Oh no. Okay. Let me just try this one more time. Would this work now?
And again, it's still showing a dark screen, which is not great. What we can do is we can organize to do another demonstration, and right now we can just cover questions and go over the AppSumo deal. That could be an option. Let's try again. Show on screen. I'm not seeing a screen at all. Thanks for everybody's patience.
We did test it before.
Yeah, and it worked perfectly.
It worked. Yeah. So, screen sharing.
Just check your preferences to see if you've allowed for privacy reasons. Sure, it's not allowing you to add your screen into share your screen at all now.
Okay, let me try again. Okay. How about now?
Still showing that lovely black screen. Okay, so let's cover some questions.
Okay. Yeah, sorry guys.
Let's give that a rest. We'll try it again.
Yeah.
In a moment. Okay. So let's answer this one.
We were on David. So is it it's not, so if you have a blank t-shirt and you want to kind of change that to a model image without like the actual the skeleton structure kind of putting on it, right? Like without the mannequin or like mirroring this, that's not possible at the moment. So like virtual try on or like a flat lay, which is like would be ideal, is just not possible at the moment. You would need to place, say, this t-shirt on like a mannequin, or just you as the owner wearing it and change it to like someone else's face or backgrounds, and that would work out perfectly. And yeah, and it's possible to it's possible to upload your own created model. So if I were a famous model myself, I could upload, and then I do have the IP right of myself or the models that I kind of want to work with. I will upload my image and we are able to create that model for you, and you can do that directly. but it's not possible to change the poses at the moment. Although this was a heavily, widely requested feature or question on by all the Sumo links as well. So this is something that we are working on. Hopefully, we can launch that by, let's say, end of Q3. That's something that we're aiming for. We haven't seen anyone kind of done it like out in the AI space, so we're hoping to be the first. Yeah.
Especially if there's like or like distractions in the background, removing them. But let's cover questions by
Yeah.
Simulink, not by me. Okay, how many how many background assets and how many model assets do you have, and do you have any Indian models or
Yes.
ethnicity
Yes.
filters?
So at the I wouldn't say so. There is like actually no limit to the background assets and model assets, because similar to Midjourney, right? You can prompt it as much as you can. So technically, there are unlimited because you can just prompt as you like. But because we want to fine tune and prompt everything to the punctuality or to the accuracy, so we do offer around 200 like models, or around 200 backgrounds or locations already, and then we are adding on to them as we speak on a daily basis. And now I think we have probably a dozen of Indian models already, and of different age and ethnicity that you can filter out as well. And we also have plus size option, because supporting diversity is a huge thing for us, obviously. So yeah, so that's something that you can choose directly.
Perfect, that's great. We've got a compliment from Learn to Grow Your Money channel. 200 pictures for 2,000 credits is a good deal. We'll cover the deal in a minute. Hopefully, I can share my screen. Um, oh, that one's that. Any more questions?
And I think,
Oh, I think this one's a good one. Is it only for fashion?
yeah, I was talking about this earlier. So it's not just for fashion. We do have like home decor, and just normal. If you sell like wine bottle or other electronic appliances, you would use the AI product feature to change backgrounds. Because just imagine if I'm taking any picture from this little room here, it doesn't have good lighting and everything, so I can change the backgrounds and do relighting on it. But no, as I mentioned, our bread and butter is still with AI models. So that's why 60% of our users are branded fashion or clothing apparel retailers. So also because finding a great model does cost more than finding a great location or background. So that also kind of explains why.
Awesome. I think let me see if I can share my screen. And what we'll do is we will organize to do another one of these so that you can actually see a real demonstration of WeShop. Um, we'll just use a different platform. I think. Uh, okay, so let's see. Do you see my screen? Yes, you see my screen.
Yes, I see yours.
Okay, so let's see if we got any questions. I bought the Mac tier of your product, but just came to my mind: is it possible to replace an object? Oh,
Yeah, this
can't
was a new.
get the
So
yeah.
I think one comment that I got from the reviews are, despite some flaws of our product, I've been super responsive. So thank you so much for that. I'll let our team know. I think this was the only question that I kind of haven't got a chance to answer tonight. But with the kind of question on this one is that, are you able to remove objects? So kind of like what you would do with like Photoshop or whatever, right? You like erase it. We haven't launched that feature yet. It is in our product roadmap. I'm looking at like 1 to 2 months for the launch of this like so-called removing object product. So yeah.
Okay, and then how do I? Okay, that's not relevant. Do you plan to implement AI headshot generator?
Yeah, that's not our kind of essence at the moment. That's really for like personal or professional use. So it's not in our product roadmap at this point.
Okay, that's great. And some people are asking if I could do the demo. I find it's better if the partner does the demo. So we will organize to do another one, either via Zoom or or via Restream again. We're going. I think that's easier that way. Hi, I am in the wine business and would use it to showcase wine bottles. Can the app create different backgrounds with no models if I upload a picture of a wine bottle? Yeah, you've already answered that, but for
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yep. So you are able to generate different backgrounds. Obviously, you can do like blank canvas or like home table, coffee table, wine cellar. Kind of up to almost like 100 or more. But you can do it on a one go on the SaaS product, and that will require the additional API integration. So that is something that we want to emphasize with the SaaS. You have to upload it and then choose one location, and you can do another location on another set.
Awesome. And then we just had a question from YouTube from
Mm-hmm.
Dice. Can I use your AI to create various and consistent models holding a book at different angles?
Yes, exactly. So, what you would so this is first of all is a yes to the question. And what you would need to do is, for example, if I were the original person, or like the person who would be featured in the original picture, or you have a mannequin to do it, you just have to make sure the original person um was taken picture from like this 3 or 4 different angles. And after that, you can upload all of those 5 pictures to AI model and choose the same model to go through the next process. And that will make sure the faces all look the same, the backgrounds will be very much similar. So when you upload those to your Shopify or your Etsy or other platforms, it wouldn't seem odd or like out of place that it's like a product taken by different models. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Dice. Great question. Let's see who else. Where can I read more about the API? I'd love to learn more about the API and how that works, and if you're going to have integrations as well, or if you do have any
Yeah.
current ones.
Yeah, so this was a widely asked question as well in the question part or the review part. So when we started out with AppSumo for the launch, we didn't have API back then, and it was still like even now it's still like in like a semi beta version. So we have a few less than 10 users really using the API because it is requires a larger business to need to implement everything on one go and to have that kind of large usage. So the API plan is not included in the AppSumo deals or any tiers, but all of your points that are you know uh, 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 purchased via the AppSumo deals, those could be used towards your API usage for the credits and points. But you have to purchase an additional API key on top of that on WeShop AI site. And I put some of the links in the question box as well, so the folks can kind of check it out afterwards. But that means you can do all of your points whatsoever on AppSumo, and but that does require an additional API key from the site, and then you can link both together. And happy to help anytime. You can put questions in AppSumo or email us at hi@WeShopAI. We'll help within 24 hours with all of your requests during integration.
Perfect. And what I've done is I've just gone to the website. So I will share my screen again. Okay, so this is just via the website. I haven't logged in. But if you, I know you can't have remote access, but if you guide me,
Yeah.
then we can do
So
a,
if
a,
click
a brief
on
demo of it.
yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry guys. So if you click on just best, like any of the pictures you're seeing here, like the best examples, yeah, so this is like, so we have like hundreds of best examples out there where you can see the before and after, and which AI model we use, which locations that we use. And if you click try for free, yeah, I don't think you need to sign in just yet, or you don't need to like sign up just yet. So if you upload or if you scroll down a little bit, if you hit like just scroll down a little. If you hit model shop, do you see are you able to click that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So without Chris having to upload any image of his desktop. So essentially, when you upload an image, you can see all of the AI models that we have here. So if Chris can click on anyone, so we see Emily who's from England, the style of hers, and then if you go to, let's say, yeah, Anton, he's from Italy, has that kind of style. So you can find like any model kind of within the style that you would like for your clothing. And if you go to the top right filter, that's how you're able to filter by age, gender, and then I think we have plus sizes or some of the styles out there as well that you can choose the style that will fit you well. And if you just go to model agency on like the top uh, left. Yep, right here. So this is a very interesting kind of feature we literally just launched yesterday. And like I said, we ship every single day almost. So it's like you get this AppSumo that you can just follow along our entire journey as long as we're still alive and all that. So all of the models you see here on the model agencies, right? They're actually real models who, like for example, Bianca, she is a real person from Germany, and she's done shooting for Nike, Calvin Klein in the past. So what we've done here is we chain her images into a digital avatar. So without having to fly over to Germany and book her, you can use her digital avatar for the specific image that you would like to use, and the other kind of models out here as well with different styles, age, gender, ethnicity, obviously. So this is like a kind of something that we haven't seen from other competitors or other products yet. And for these models, obviously they would be charging more to the extent where it's a very kind of exclusive deal. So you can try for free as you wish. You can play around with it. It will be watermarked, and if you would like to actually use their rights to their IP rights to then use for your product, you just have to contact us for pricing. But other than that, you can kind of play around with it to see if this something actually work for you to have real people and you're able to chain their digital avatar. And
Yeah,
then
I like
last,
that.
yeah. And then lastly, just go to yours. That's where you can create your own model. So if Chris click on create your model on the top bottom left, yeah. And you scroll down a little bit. And yeah, you can do test. And Chris, you can upload a picture of yours if you like, and
Okay.
then you can create AI model of your own, then you really only need one image, up to four. So four is like the maximum. You don't have to go like above and beyond, upload like 20 of them. I mean, just upload one, and then we're able to. It's like the real face swap tool, and in that sense.
Yeah, let me just get a professional one. Oh, it exceeds. Let me
Oh.
try again. Okay, let me get one. Now, this is what you call a live demo.
The
Give
real life
me
demo.
1 second, everybody. Um, I think we should definitely do another one of these with a proper demo from the team. Okay, so I've uploaded a black and white photo of me.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's
that's
suitable.
perfect. And then
Uh,
that's it. If you want to go more like influencer vibe, like something more like the Kardashian vibe, you can choose that.
okay, let's try that.
Yeah, and then just hit like agree, and then
Just
oh,
like
and that's where you need to sign in and everything, and kind of sign up to
still
use
got it.
that feature. Yeah.
Sign in. Should be fine now. Perfect. Okay, perfect. What
And
can you
that's it.
see?
Yeah, and
And
if
then
you just hit confirm and you upload an image, you can choose your test or Chris face as your model. It's as easy as it is, and it's pretty fast.
I click generate.
Yeah, but you need to upload like but you can use the sample. You can go on the sample task actually. So on the left where you see sample task, 8 6, yeah, and if you just do edit again on the top, yeah, and you can choose your face. Although it'd be kind of weird, it would just be, but it's probably fun. And you can see.
Yeah, let's see what this comes up with.
And
Will I be on the beach?
yeah, and we've gotten questions on, oh, we need to wait in line. It is like you kind of need to like be in the queue for because of GPU limits, but at the same time you can go to do other tasks as well, like the other features. So it doesn't impede your ability to kind of run things simultaneously.
Yeah, you've got other features like remove background, upscale, um, relight. Is there any um yeah, so we'll do another proper demo of this. Somebody's asked a great question here. We're in the basketball training business. Can we generate pictures of youth basketball players with basketball court background?
So if you just want like a banner, like so something that's like very artsy, if Chris can move down to like text to image, yep, and you hit best examples. So essentially, if you just hit on any of those, if you just want something that is like artificial, so it's not like a real person per se, you just want the images of this, you can use text to image. And I think this one is similar, not exactly the same, but this guy does look very athletic and very sporty. That's where you can use this feature to generate pictures of kind of human beings who do sports and with basketball court backgrounds as well. If you were to write basketball court background in the prompt. And I think that's how you would do it if it's for like a real text to image where you have no original images. But if you were thinking about, I have say five random cousins who are able to kind of cast for me, but obviously they are not real basketball player who look like who could play in NBA, and you kind of want to transform that to something who's like muscular and bulkier. You can have those folks take pictures of themselves wearing jerseys and everything, and then transform those images in AI models. So either way work. The first one is really from 0 to 1, like what Chris is showing here, where you have nothing, you just want some AI imagery for you to put on your sites. And the second is really you want the real models representing the shirts or the jerseys that you are selling to or you're trying to promote.
So, do you have any how would you write a prompt? Because I
Mhm.
see lots of brackets here. Would you say like
Yeah.
follow this, or do you have any
hmm
recommendations on writing prompts to generate images?
So we have so in our blog session, so when you first sign in like the main kind of the majority part of our site, that would be the blog session where we teach all of the tricks, tutorials on what to write and all that. And at the same time with the best examples that we have here, that's why we have all the prompts here that you can kind of copy paste as well. So if you just do try it now, it basically copies all the checkpoints that you need to choose, all the prompts that you need to choose, and you can kind of edit it, right? So, for example, I think this one looks pretty similar to what you're trying to get already. But if you were to change indoor shooting to like basketball court shooting, I think there was like European men. You can write like three basketball players wearing Lakers jersey, something like that. So I think the best examples also gave you like a good starting ground that you're able to kind of amend as well. And then you just keep all the negative prompts and the normal checkpoints here. Because I know like the text to image and image to image are probably the most intimidating features we have here. It's just not as easy. It seems like it's, prompting and some magic words that we use here. So that's also why we put it on the bottom of the list as it's not used the most by e-commerce folks.
Awesome. No, that's great. I've never seen this before, like the negative prompt.
Yeah, the
So this
negative
is
prompt is
things
just
that you.
something that yeah, you don't want it to appear. So for example, like you don't want it to not have hands, so you write no hands there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then I would just click generate, or do you
Yeah.
want to just quickly go over
Mhm.
these
Yeah, so
settings?
for I think the important keys here are for sampling steps. So kind of on the in the middle here and batch count. So batch count is just how many image would be generated, right? Those two would impact the credits or the points that you're consuming. Like higher steps and larger batch counts, so more images would be generated, would just increase your spending. And I usually keep it to 30 or 40. That's like the optimal steps, because more step would make it like more detailed and precise, but going to 60 sometimes would kind of lose the naturalness of it as well. And for batch count, you can just keep it to two or three, one or two. It kind of depends on how you would like it, and then that's pretty much it.
And batch means you're going to get 2 images.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So then we won't upload an image this time, but we'll just
Yeah.
generate it.
For text to image, there's no need for it.
Perfect. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go back to the other task that we created before,
The
the AI model,
Yep.
that's completed. Is that my face?
Just click on it. Yeah, on the. I think that is your face with the hair style.
Oh my goodness.
No one carries.
Okay, well let's let's go back to text to image. Here we go. It has been completed. Oh, perfect. Now that's impressive. So hopefully, Coach Sunny, you're impressed with that generation. Okay, and then there's a watermark on here with the deal on AppSumo.
Yeah, there's no.
How does okay.
So there is a watermark here, but if you hit full size or 4K, like when you download it, there wouldn't be a watermark. As long as you have points. And same go for AppSumo, right? As long as you are integrated with the AppSumo deals, then you have points. You're an entitled member. Then there's no watermark to it.
Perfect. We got a great question by. We got another great question. Can you match exact products for POD mock-ups?
So we there is something that we are able to do, which is so Chris, if you go to image to so if you can exit a little bit, and go to image, yeah, best examples. If we scroll down to like the bottom, so I know by heart for all of our best examples. That's why I can like kind of remember it. If you click on one of the cats,
One of these?
any of the, one of these. So for example, this one is a good demonstration of how you can turn like a sketch, right? So this is like a very common sketch by whether it's fashion designer, toy designers, or any kind of product designers, where they have like a pencil sketch, and you can turn that into a really 3D, very vivid kind of product that you can actually list on Etsy already. I think with the after picture. So that is like the something that we're able to do in terms of turning sketches into a 3D or into like a real person. With like a POD mockup, it depends on like what kind of mockup you're talking about, because I know there are like different layers or levels. So if you have any questions, you can kind of take it offline with the details that you're willing to share with us, whether it's on AppSumo or email us at hi@WeShop.ai, WeShop.ai, and we can kind of look into that for you. But this is like a great showcase as well.
And that's hi@WeShop.ai.
AI. Yep.
Perfect. No, this was when you showed me that. So all artists as well. This is perfect for artists that want to see what it would look like in real life. So it looks like a couple of people have asked about upcoming updates and the public roadmap. What are you excited most about WeShop first, and then what's coming?
What as I mentioned, all along, we're in the AppSumo founder story as well. Coming from e-commerce entrepreneurs backgrounds, our team, our bread and butter is really on helping e-commerce merchants to achieve their fullest without having to worry about finding models and finding a perfect shooting studio. So our kind of bread and butter is really to how to do that to the fullest, where there's still some flaws with our tool. Like AI could hallucinate, they could add unwanted peripherals or unwanted kind of area to your original product. So that's the details that we want to kind of get to the fullest, so that today you as a Etsy seller, say you are selling t-shirts and t-shirts only, the only thing you need to worry about is the best t-shirt manufacturer you would have, and maybe the logistic that kind of you have to find. But everything else, from your first initial design to turning that into the visuals that you can list on your Etsy, on your Shopify, we hope that that's something that can be taken care of by WeShop AI. So to kind of take that off your shoulder, I think that's the e-commerce goal that we try to achieve with image generations and also graphic designs. And with the next 6 months, I want to say first half 2025, our goal is actually expanding multi-modality. And that was a question that was raised by a lot of the Sumo links to, like, are there going to be video generations, right? Because we all know TikTok is a huge thing, and Reels are a huge things as well, I guess, and Shorts. So videos are definitely, the hot and the new upcoming thing in how you can sell things via video. So multimodality is something that we would expand into. Just imagine how if you were selling a T-shirt, having a 2D image of this, we can kind of animate it and move it to like a 7-8 seconds video. Then you can post it on TikTok. There's not too much work. You don't need to find like influencer for that. So video is definitely something that we are going into, but more like a first half 2025 thing. But then all of your credits on AppSumo can be used towards that as well. So it's as it says, right? It's a lifetime deal. So you kind of
Yeah.
have the credits in your back pocket, and you move along with us as we grow and expand our product. And interestingly, actually, AI, the expand image feature we have here, was something that we launched 2 days ago. So it was like not even on the AppSumo introduction, because we literally like ship it within a week. So just go to show like how we ship fast, and with all those credits you have ample features and space to spend them.
Yeah, perfect. I'm glad that you're moving fast and taking the feedback. That's the perfect thing about AppSumo is, you know, Sumo and I'm a Sumo I'm a Plus member. We love giving feedback, and that's what you're on AppSumo for. Um, if you have any more questions, now's perfect chance to ask them. Uh, we'll, we are probably going to do another uh, webinar with WeShop um, to get some more questions answered.
hmm
Uh, let's see. Do you have a public roadmap?
We don't have a public roadmap, so for all of our materials are published on our blogs, and we update it, I think, like 6-7 times a week. So we usually get like our feature all updated and everything, so that our users have a better sense of how to use them, and then what we have in install. But we don't have a public roadmap uh, to that sense. But like I said, like kind of going to the perfect image generation and going expand to video generation are the two big thing for us in the next 6 months.
Yeah, and if you have Similings, if you have any um, like in this case, Coach Sunny has a basketball training business. If there's a
Mm-hmm.
particular way you want to use WeShop, write those in the ask a question
Yeah.
or leave a review and say this is how you want to use the product, because WeShop are going to be taking all of that feedback and creating or shipping new features for you. So just share as much as possible and help them on their way. And I'm sure they'll be forever grateful for that. So let's just quickly go over what each license is, just tier 1 and 3. I think 2,000 points, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like 15,000 points, how more significant is it to have
Mm-hmm.
15,000 points a month?
Yep. So obviously this is a huge kind of discount from the listed price on our side. So I would encourage everyone to get it while it lasts. So for the tier one, for 2,000 credits, translate to around 200 images, right? Kind of there's like a plus and minus over there, because if you choose some of the models that we have fine tuned, it's like an extra 5 credits. But all credits that you would consume would be presented to you before the final generation, before you click that bottom. So it's all transparent and obvious to all folks. So I think like for tier one, two, it would be great for if you are like a 1-man, 2-man shop, you have around like 40 to 50 products or SKU, so to speak, on a monthly basis. I think that would be a great ease for you already. If you go with tier one or two, for our tier three, four, that will go like a little bit further and maybe more geared towards like fashion or clothing retailers, just because they launch almost like 10 if not more styles on a daily basis, and they would need different uh models of different ethnicities. For example, if you sell in Middle East, you sell in the US, you sell in Asia, it kind of require different ethnicities and backgrounds,
Yeah.
and that kind of just adds up in terms of usage, right? So for tier three, four, that really works well for fashion clothing retailers. But if you are really just selling wine bottles and you have 10 wines on your shelf and that's it, I think tier one or two would be good. And I don't want to like upsell further so that you
Yeah,
have,
no, that's perfect.
leftover
It's good.
points.
Yeah, it's good for that's great. Thanks for differentiating there. So this is what they get. Features included in all plans. Is there any significant things in here that you want to mention?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So I think the key thing kind of differentiate a free account and just any tier account is, with a free account, like Chris kind of showing there, you have watermark, so it's just not usable, and it would be a much slower generation. So those two I think are kind of the big hurdles between free account and a pay account. So that kind of differentiates the two of it. So yeah, so I think if you try it for free, obviously, and then you find it useful, helpful in any sort of way, I think going with starting with one of the tiers would be good for the business.
Perfect. We got a couple more questions here.
Hmm.
More on Zaki is asking about
Yep.
automation platforms like Zapier. Do you have
Hmm.
any automation? Uh,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, we can talk
Hmm.
about them.
Yeah. So we don't yet have an integration with Zapier. The only integration that we can have now is with Shopify. But also because like 40% of the US merchants are on Shopify. With Zapier or the other kind of automation platform, we haven't gotten into that is because a lot of our work, it's hard to be automated or be RPA like, just because when you upload say an image of me selling this pink shirt, I would have to choose the model that I would like it to change into and the locations that it would change into. It does still require some more work before the actual pure automation. It's not just sending emails, so that's why we haven't done that. The API is ready and live, as I kind of said before, and also in on the AppSumo deal page, and you can check out the API documents and to see if it's something that you find easy or not to integrate with, and then let me know if you have any questions in the meantime.
Perfect. No, that's. I'm glad you're integrated with Shopify.
Yeah.
Then we've got. I'm not going to mess up your name, so thanks for thanks for asking the question. How do you create perfect own AI models?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
real human face is not working properly.
Are you talking about the case that Chris just showed before, or is that why the real human face is not working properly? So it kind of depends on what image you upload, right? So in our sample images, those were four kind of close shot image of the model, and it's from different angles. That would be like the perfect training images. So if you have, say me, or the model that you have, and different angles of that person, that would be the perfect training image set. If not, the result is a little bit suboptimal if you upload like a more blurry or just not, the images as the training image. So I think that is the one thing to be mindful of. And secondly, if kind of having this designated model isn't something that you exactly need or urgently need, I would still recommend using one of our AI models, because we fine tune them to the fineness and to kind of make sure that they're very much real human like already, and carrying different genders, ethnicities, and sizes even. So I think that would be a good use already.
Yeah, I think if we just go back to WeShop, just I think it might make it clearer for all of us. Here we are. Here we are. So I just the sample task was of somebody in a swimsuit, and we uploaded a photo, which is definitely my face, but it wasn't probably the best example. So I've uploaded the photo again, and I've
Mm-hmm.
picked Felix, and
Mm-hmm.
it's showing that it's going to, is that right? It's going to show sunglasses.
Yeah, if you want to keep the sunglasses, then yes.
Okay, and then when I hit generate, it will generate it for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. We'll see what that looks like in a moment. I will stop sharing. Perfect. So thanks for joining me for the third Meet the Founders series. And thanks to everybody for bearing with us for technical issues. If you'd like us to do um, another one with WeShop, with Lynn doing a demo and going into more of the new features that released maybe 2 months. So if we do one next month, and hopefully WeShop is still on AppSumo,
Yeah,
then we can see what kind of evolution WeShop has
we have
had
done.
since
Yeah.
then,
Mm-hmm.
and we can do
Yeah.
it. We can do another demo. I think that would be best.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for your time. It looks like it looks like everybody enjoyed themselves and got some great questions answered. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for everybody who attended, and enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy your weekends, and check us out.